Tonight on CTV News at 5.
AI fraud is becoming harder to detect.
AI alerts, scammers up their game thanks to artificial intelligence.
Have roughly 10 people on our list right now that are waiting for strollers for their infants.
Plus, hand-me-downs welcome. A Halifax nonprofit seeks secondhand strollers for families in need.
Never again will go down underground.
And singing for the soup kitchen, a community comes together to keep serving hot meals.
Colder temperatures tonight with snow returning to the Maritimes Wednesday evening and Wednesday night.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Pano-Palace. Thank you for joining us. First at 5 tonight, digital deception. If you find yourself increasingly suspicious that something's a scam, you're not alone. Fraudsters keep coming up with more sophisticated ways to part us with our money, and they're using AI to do it. As CTV's Hafsa Arif reports, a new survey suggests scams and scammers are evolving quickly and becoming even harder to detect. Hi, Hafsa.
Hey, Maria, that's absolutely right. The new TD study suggests Canadians are increasingly uneasy about artificial intelligence, not because it's taking their jobs, but because it may be helping scammers take their money. From deep fakes to cloned videos, fraud is evolving and fast. And as a result, people are growing anxious around artificial intelligence and its role in scams.
With the rise of AI tools and capabilities across the globe, AI fraud is becoming harder to detect and harder for consumers to identify as potentially being a fraud and scam.
The survey reveals 83% of Atlantic Canadians say scams are getting harder to detect, and 74% feel advancements in AI make them more vulnerable to fraud.
About 50% of those in Atlantic Canada have engaged in activity that might make them more vulnerable to fraud and scams.
Fraudsters are casting wide nets, sometimes sending millions of messages a day waiting for someone to take the bait, which has dramatically improved scam rates.
Microsoft has shown that these artificial intelligence, particularly these generative AI tools, have increased the effectiveness of phishing emails from about a 12% success rate to a 54% success rate.
Cybersecurity expert David Shipley says the danger isn't just smarter emails, it's misplaced trust.
They face the chance of falling victim to a scam that be anywhere between 80 to 140% higher risk.
And it's not just targeting seniors.
I do worry about my parents and their generations that could be quite easily scammed by things that aren't necessarily real. They look quite convincing, don't they?
Even younger Canadians admit they've been fooled.
It's so bad. It's made me so much worse at searching things up. Like, I used to be so good at going and finding good websites and stuff, and now I'm worse at it because it just gives me the answer right away.
Yeah. It's just so hard to tell these days.
AI is getting worse every day. Well, AI is getting more intelligent, but it's harder to tell what's real and what's not.
TD says the message is simple. Slow down, verify before responding, and if something feels too good to be true, it probably is. Maria?
Oh, that's really good advice. Thank you, Hafsa. CTV's Hafsa Arif for us in the news center this evening. All right, let's head over to the anchor desk where Todd Battis is standing by with a look at the headlines.
Hi there, Maria. The inmate who escaped from a jail in Shediac 12 days ago is still missing. Was facing a long list of weapons-related charges. Court documents obtained by CTV News show Todd John Lewis was charged with 9 offenses just last month. He has also been facing a lifetime weapons ban since last summer. We'll have the latest on the search for him tonight at 6 o'clock. As the federal government moves to offer incentives to Canadians to buy electric and hybrid vehicles, Nova Scotia is taking another road, proposing a $500 fee every 2 years for EVs, saying it wants to ensure that owners are paying their share of road maintenance. Coming up at 6, more on the proposed tax or fee, however you want to look at it, and how owners feel about it. Somewhere along that area, we could be seeing this guy. St. John is paying tribute to its native son, Stompin' Tom Connors. A group of business people have submitted a proposal to have a statue placed in a prominent city location. The music legend was born in the port city, spent a lot of years there too, growing up as a kid. We'll hear more from Nick Moore tonight at 6 o'clock. Right now, let's hear more about the weather. The storm is past us, and milder temperatures, it seems, Kayla Mitchell.
They couldn't name the perpetual fog bank after Stompin' Tom? I think that'd be pretty appropriate. Could, yeah. Statue sounds like a good idea as well. Taking a look at temperatures right now across the Maritimes for this evening. They are on the chilly side. They're in the range right now of around 0 to -4. Edmonton sitting at around -5 at the moment. There may, however, still have been some melt of that freshly fallen snow throughout the day today. So as temperatures continue to get colder for tonight, be careful about icy spots developing. Taking a look at the winds right now, they're out of the northwest. They've certainly been gusty today, and they continue that way into this evening. They're being sustained in most cases 15 to 30 kilometers per hour. Some of the higher winds right now around parts of the north coast of Prince Edward Island, the east of Nova Scotia, including Cape Breton, where the Sydney airport's reporting a sustained wind at 41 and a gust at 54 kilometers per hour. There's a gust at Port Hawkesbury at 65 and a gust at the weather station near Canso in Guysborough County, Nova Scotia, near 72 kilometers per hour. A few other parts of the region reporting some gusts between 20 and 40. Winds will continue to diminish as we make our way through tonight. Looking at partly cloudy skies tonight, becoming a little bit more clear during the overnight hours for parts of New Brunswick. Still a chance, low chance of some flurries around parts of the region. The highest chance of those flurries will be in Cape Breton for this evening and tonight. That's off of the Gulf of St. Lawrence. There's the center of the nor'easter, though, that brought us all that snow yesterday, now making its way across Newfoundland, where it brought in a mixture of snow, freezing rain, ice pellets, and rain. I'll have more in the forecast later on. Maria.
Thank you very much, Kaylee. We will see you a little later on. Right now, though, time for our first break here on CTV News at 5. First, though, a preview of a few of the stories still to come.
I'm Avery McRae in St. John, where the focus is men's mental health. The federal government is in the process of creating the first Canada men's and boys health strategy, which advocates say is long overdue. We have those details coming up right here on CTV News at 5.
Emma Convey here in Halifax, coming up on CTV News at 5. Do you have an old stroller hanging around? There's a place in Halifax that can put it to good use. Details on this coming up.
Never again will go down underground.
I'm Ryan McDonald in North Sydney, Nova Scotia, where this soup kitchen is about to, you might say, dig deep to try to feed the need here in this community. That story is coming up.
We're Give to Live. Our mission is to inspire you to live happy and healthy lives through generosity, fitness, and achieving the extraordinary. Join us and support our charities. Get inspired at givetolive.ca and achieve your extraordinary.
Welcome back. Ottawa is developing its first men and boys health strategy. And as CTV's Avery McRae shows us, it's something mental health advocates say is long overdue.
It's a startling statistic. Men across Canada are 3 times more likely than women to take their own lives. In fact, it's the second leading cause of death for those aged 15 to 34.
The problem is we suffer in silence, and it shouldn't be that way.
That's why Ottawa is launching a national conversation on men's physical and mental health that will lead to the creation of Canada's first men and boys health strategy. Gary Brown is the founder of Operation Whiteheart, a group that promotes suicide awareness, and says something like this is long overdue.
So many guys don't realize when someone right beside them is suffering, and they're giving them hints that they are suffering, but they just put it off as a suck it up buttercup, right? We got to stop that stuff.
Registered psychologist Dr. Simon Sherry agrees men and boys' mental health has long been overlooked and ignored. The end result, he says, is that too many men believe they have to be tough and not show any emotion, which couldn't be farther from the truth.
We need to work on tailored and customized mental health services for men and boys. For example, men and boys will often appreciate a very practical approach where there's problem solving involved. You don't have to talk endlessly about your feelings to get mental health help.
He also notes how when some men ignore their mental health, they might isolate from others or turn to alcohol and substances for support.
We lose a lot of productivity and a lot of great men by not paying attention to their mental health needs.
We as men got to really try to understand that. You know, we got to do our part to look after ourselves so that we can look after our partners or our workers, our co-workers.
Beginning March 2nd, Canadians will be able to share their thoughts on what they believe should go in this health strategy, with the full plan set to be released later this year. Avery McRae, CTV News, St. John.
Thank you, Avery. Much needed, and it appears overdue indeed. All right, Kaylin Mitchell joins us now. My goodness, lots of snow last night, lots to shovel today, and last
Sure
night
was.
if you were motivated.
I mean, I'm glad we didn't get hit as hard by it as the northeastern U.S., but it was still a significant amount of snow for a large portion of the Maritimes. Fairly widespread, 15 to 30 centimeters. Nova Scotia, PEI, southern New Brunswick. More on the forecast next.
Moncton speed skater Courtney Sereau touched down to cheers from friends and family in Montreal last night. Sereau became the most decorated maritime Olympian in history, winning 4 medals at Milano Cortina 2026.
Getting 4 medals, I feel like that was a highlight every time. Just the whole experience, the Olympic experience, meeting the other athletes, watching other sports, kind of seeing all of Canada come together to support their athletes. It's just been a crazy experience and yeah, I'm just super proud to represent Canada and have that support behind me. And they were there for every medal and even I fell in my last distance. They were all there rooting for me still and proud of me regardless.
We are absolutely proud of you. As we previously reported, Courtney's success at the Games seems to have sparked a renewed interest in the sport of speed skating in her home province of New Brunswick and beyond. By the way, family members asked to see her medal at the airport, but she was heard to say they'd have to wait because she'd packed them, Kaylin. Yeah, very nice to see her home. Oh, congratulations once again.
Well, a little anticipation never hurt anyone, so I'm sure her family and friends are very much looking forward to seeing the medals, and what a performance she had.
What a performance indeed. And speaking of performances, gold medal for you for predicting this one. Oh my goodness, we did get a lot of snow. And a quick shout out to the plow drivers, because my goodness, what a great job they did clearing all of that white stuff away.
Yeah, for all those who were doing some work clearing that snow away, it was some hard work across many parts of the Maritimes here. Continues to be for some areas. We're looking out here at some ice shoals. This is off Point Edward in Cape Breton. You can hear the wind as well. I mean, the winds weren't as high as they were yesterday, but they were certainly still gusty for parts of the Maritimes, so out of the north and northwest for today. All right, let's take a look at what's going on our weather systems map. So that nor'easter is now past us, on its way up into Newfoundland, where it mostly brought in a mixture of some snow, ice pellets, freezing rain, and rain. St. John's and the Avalon Peninsula didn't really end up on the snowy side of that weather system, which I'm sure they are happy about because they are still cleaning up after their latest, most significant snow event. Taking a look at other conditions around us right now, we have a weak ridge of high pressure that's building in from the west. It's going to keep weather conditions on the calmer side as we make our way through tonight. The wind gusts starting to diminish a little bit. It is going to be a colder night for the Maritimes. There's still a scattering of some light flurries, with the highest chance of flurries in Cape Breton. Other than that, expecting just a few clouds to be around tonight. Start of the day for tomorrow for the Maritimes will be partly cloudy with colder temperatures in the morning. The afternoon will see increasing cloudiness, and in behind that there's a weaker low pressure system that is expected to move into the region out of Maine. And that's going to return some snow by the afternoon hours through western areas of New Brunswick, especially along the border of New Brunswick and Maine, and into the southwest of Nova Scotia. Now, this snow is going to be significantly lighter compared to that which just came through, but it will continue to move across the Maritimes from the west to the east as we head through Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, and into the early morning hours of Thursday before it clears to the north and northeast of Prince Edward Island and Cape Breton. How much additional snow in that next round? For most of the Maritimes, maybe up to around 5 centimeters. Could be some pockets of 5 to 10 centimeters, though, and parts of the region that you want to watch for, that potential 5 to 10 centimeter amount includes in and around the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick, maybe a few spots in Prince Edward Island, but also some eastern areas of Nova Scotia, especially into Cape Breton. Taking a look at winds in the forecast for tonight. There's the gusts diminishing as we head towards and after midnight. The wind direction tonight, though, still remains mostly out of the northwest. And then tomorrow's winds, we see a change in the direction for the afternoon. The wind becoming southwest, sustained 10 to 20 kilometers per hour with some gusts between 20 and 40. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight for the province of Nova Scotia. Mostly fall several degrees below the freezing mark. For Prince Edward Island tonight, a lot of low temperatures between around -9 and -11. And for New Brunswick tonight, colder for that province. A lot of lows between -14 and -18, some down into the -20s up around the northwestern corner of the province. Let's look at the high temperatures in the forecast for Wednesday. And for the province of New Brunswick, most of the highs between -6 and 0. Around -3 for Charlottetown, Summerside, and Prince Edward Island. And most of the high temperatures for Nova Scotia will be in the range of around -1 to +1. Taking a look at the forecast for Thursday around the Maritimes, behind that band of snow, we will see a mix of sun and cloud, some scattered flurries. The high temperatures on Thursday for New Brunswick, a little bit milder, between 0 and 3 degrees, up to around +2 for Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island. And the high temperatures for Nova Scotia expected to be between 3 and 6. Let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is coming in from 8-year-old Lachlan from Cape Breton. And Lachlan has sent us a drawing of taking a walk on the trails and spotting a large rainbow. Look at the colors on that rainbow. Great drawing, Lachlan. And weather watchers can come anytime to CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kalen.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. So for parents with young children, of course, food and shelter come first, but there are many other things that can make a young family's life easier that they simply can't always afford. As CTV's Emma Convey reports, that's where a resource center in the Spryfield area can help.
Prenatal programs, parenting support, childcare, and daily essentials. This nonprofit, Chebucto Family Center in the Spryfield area of Halifax, has met families where they are since 1887.
It's really families, community members. We have parents, new moms, older moms, so we have the whole kind of gamut. We also have a really active seniors community that come here. There's a lot of unhoused people that come that need support.
The team here has seen growth in the need for their services. Child poverty rates in their community remain high.
Spryfield is one of the communities with the highest poverty rates in Nova Scotia for children. So this center is really vital for our community. We really need as much support as we can.
They're always taking donations, whether it's diapers, wipes, car seats, or funds.
And as you can see, we're out of a couple sizes of our diapers right now, and we keep our hygiene products.
But the one thing they're most in need of is strollers.
Over time, we have roughly 10 people on our list right now that are waiting for strollers for their infants. So we are hoping that with that call, we'll be able to get enough to support everybody that's on our list right now.
They found the families they care for are struggling to put food on the table, let alone toys, clothes, and strollers. But help like this makes all the difference.
They have to either carry multiple children in order to get out and walk on these icy sidewalks, or they're relying on friends and family to come and bring them car seats so that they can get out.
So far, this team has received 1 stroller donation. They are looking for more. People can donate in person or by calling the Chebucto Family Center. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
Let's hope that they get some donations, indeed. Chebucto Family Center, if you have an extra stroller or one that you're not using anymore, they would surely take it off your hands. All right, time for a break, but first some music. Tonight's African Heritage Month Music Spotlight features Canadian hip-hop icon and St. John resident Maestro Fresh Wes. The song that helped define his career, Let Your Backbone Slide, remains one of the most influential tracks in Canadian hip-hop history. Maestro, by the way, is up for a Juno this year for his latest children's album, and he was just recognized for his contribution in hip-hop with a Canada Post stamp. As we head to break, here's a taste of the song that started it all.
It's a blood sport. Blood builds out back. I make your vision go blurry while your brain goes blank into oblivion. Beats from box to box, the bass rocks from blocks and blocks. Let your backbone slide.
A soup kitchen in North Sydney is pulling out all the stops to try and keep the doors open against the odds. And as CTV's Ryan McDonald shows us, you could also say they're digging deep.
This soup kitchen in North Sydney has been a labor of love for Gary Rideout since his vision for the not-for-profit began 10 years ago.
When I started this venture, I said that if I had to, I would sell my house to keep this going.
The last few years, they have been serving hot meals inside this former school, but Rideout says on several occasions he has had to reach into his own pockets to keep the place running.
I took my retirement and I put it into the work here, and I worked on this building for over 3 years. So, like, I mean, it's something that my whole heart and soul is into.
Never again will go down underground.
This coming weekend, the Soup Kitchen and its supporters are putting on a fundraising concert featuring the Men of the Deeps and Jen Shepherd at the North Sydney Fire Hall. Organizers say about half the tickets have been sold.
Everybody has had hard times and stuff, and you kind of don't forget that.
This man volunteers at the kitchen, but those who run the place say they need more like him. That's why Sunday evening's show is as much about raising awareness about the facility and the people it helps as it is about raising money.
We do need help physically, and we do need help monetarily.
The people who run the kitchen here say that as things stand right now, they are able to open 2 days a week. But the hope is that after this weekend's fundraising concert, they'll be able to extend that to 3 days per week.
People on pensions can't afford much, you know, so they're just making it ends meet. It comes every the end of the month and stuff.
The soup kitchen was opened in the first place because of high poverty rates in the area, a problem that, according to the latest data, hasn't gotten any better. That's why they are digging deep to keep the doors open.
I want to leave a legacy. That's all I want to do. It's not about me. It's about what we have in our community.
Sunday evening's benefit is set to take place from 6 till 9. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, North Sydney.
Well, Gary, what a legacy you have already left, and hats off to you for working so hard.
Yeah, it'll be a great cause and a fantastic show as well. Well, I know it's not what a lot of people want to hear, but there is a little bit more snow coming up in the forecast.
Oh, my back.
Yeah, there'll be many out there who sympathize with that. The good news is it's not going to be anywhere near the amount that just came through. But, of course, we'll be talking more about it coming up in CTV News at 6.
We'll see you and Todd at 6 o'clock. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody. The national news is next. Good night.